Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I'm going to be doing a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers. Also for those of us who find ourselves on this channel without any Piscean anything. You're probably an empath and you're probably needing messages from your soul. So, let's get started. Okay. Let's pull this closer. Okay. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and you know what I heard? What are you waiting for? What exactly are you waiting for? You've been waiting for something. Maybe you've been waiting for someone. Waiting. It's just like this waiting. Why? Why? What is it do you think will happen if you continue to wait? I know a lot of Pisceans and empaths, we think that if we're just patient enough, the things that we want will come to us. And I don't know that that ever really happens. I mean, there are exceptions, but I think general rule of thumb, we end up waiting for things that are just not worthy of our wait. Okay. So let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. All right. Okay. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 8. All right. It's a trap. It's a trap. Whatever it is you're waiting for, I don't know that you're waiting for anything that's worthy of you. First and foremost, the trap. Okay. If you're going to believe someone's, okay, so here's the thing. Oftentimes, and this happens especially for female Pisceans and female empaths, it's not exclusive, but it happens more commonly to the females. It's this sense of like, you're going to be my damsel in distress. You're just going to sit in this tower and you're going to wait for me. Okay. You're not allowed to exit that chamber. You're not allowed to like go anywhere else. You're not allowed to entertain anyone else's interest in you. You have to just sit in this tower and wait for me because I am your knight in shining armor. No. Stop believing in that if you wait long enough, if you're good enough, if you behave well enough, at some point they'll realize how amazing you are, and then they'll come back and they'll be able to love you in the way that you want to be loved. And that typically doesn't happen. That typically does not happen. I'm going to give you guys some dating advice, despite the fact that I haven't dated in over 20 years. People love someone that's not available. The more unavailable you are, the more they covet you. It's some weird shit. It's really some weird shit. And I've noticed this for a very, very long time. Someone once asked me, like, Geminis are so, Geminis are just like, how do you get a Gemini to pay attention to you? Stop giving a shit about Gemini. They love that. They do. They love that. Do you know how many people were like absolutely sweating my husband when he first started dating me? Do you know how many? I mean, like people would be calling his phone and stuff, like trying to get him to come out. I'm just like, go. I don't care. Go. And it's not even like go. And if you go, there's going to be some shit. It's like, I got to work today. I'm not tripping. I'm really not tripping. No, I'm not available later. I told you I got to work today. I got classes. I got my own life. I got my own life. People love having to like find a way to get you to make room for them. They love that. And when you have your own life, when you really can't be bothered by whatever bullshit people are doing, and I'm not talking about pretending it's okay with you if someone has other people on the side. I'm not okay with that. I'm not playing a game. If you do things that I don't resonate with, I'm out. I'm out. Like I don't, there's so many billions of people in this world. You're really not that special for me to pine away for you and like cry over you. Like when you're out of sight, out of mind, and you're just out. You're out. And when you can pull in that mindset and stop pining away for people who don't value you, if they can't understand your value from the start, I'm not investing in any of that. I'm not investing in any of that at all. I'm not going to try and convince you to like me. I'm not going to try and convince you to like want to spend time with me. You either want to or you don't. Baby boo, there are so many people in this world. And you are wasting your time on the one person who does not want to give you the time. I don't know if it's because I was raised more like a male than the typical female roles. Like, you think you're cute? Not to me. That behavior's fucking ugly. I don't think so. You have to give yourself permission to really understand your value. If you truly want to play that role of you are a queen, you are a goddess, I promise you, a queen and a goddess will not bow down to the peanut gallery. That's not how royalty works. You need that royal to return. You need to bring that all the way back, because whatever mindset this person has got you into, like, is it because you've like, oh, okay, y'all are about to give me wrinkles. Let me calm down. I'm never gonna do Botox, so I need to preserve what I got. All right. If you are using a specific title to enable these silly ass people to treat you as less than what you actually are, that's a choice that you've made. Okay. I'm not saying that's what you deserve. I'm saying recognize you made that choice. If you are powerful enough to make that choice, you are powerful enough to make a different choice. As I would have said. I once had like an old girlfriend tell me, like, because I was like, girl, if he don't want to spend time with you, fuck him. Let's go out. Who cares? And she, with tears in her eyes, looked at me and was like, well, you don't understand because people don't do that to you. Do you wonder why? I'm not around for you to do that shit to me. Like, I don't think so. Nope. No. I don't need anyone's attention that badly that I would sit around and wait. You're either going to walk beside me and keep walking, or it was nice knowing you, I'm out. Live your life for you. Live your life in such a way where, you can give yourself permission to just be free to move around, free to hang out with whoever. Like, how many of you have stopped hanging out with this person or that you enjoy their company because the other person or that other person doesn't want you to? That's not loyalty. It's not loyalty for someone to expect you to share their same life views or else you can't be friends. That's not loyalty. Someone who has that type of expectation from you, whether it is someone romantic or someone who is a platonic friend, that is not a friend. You are being recruited to be their enabler. No. What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for the people who you have allowed to believe that you are less than, that you will always be present no matter what they do? Is that what you're waiting for? For them to value you? Well, you've taught them that you don't have value. So how are they going to value something that they don't believe is valuable? If you've taught them that, if you've helped them to see you as someone who is just, you are a constant, and they can do whatever, be whatever, pay you zero attention. And I'm saying this as someone who doesn't really need attention. I'm just, you don't got to call me every day. You could disappear for weeks on end. And when you call me again, hey, how have you been? Like we just spoke yesterday. If you're waiting for someone to give you all of this attention and all you have done this entire time is give them attention, they're never going to give it to you. They just aren't. Because now they've been conditioned to believe this is the proper dynamic. This is what's right for you. You exist to cater to me. Someone's eating bibinka. Oh my God, that smells so good. Which one of you is eating that bread? Someone's eating some sort of pastry. That's some good shit. Oh shit, gluten and butter. That smells so good. Good God. Can you stop eating that, whoever it is? Stop fucking eating shit I can't have. Anyways. Carmen, is it you? Oh my God. Can you take a picture and email it to me? It is so good. It's like some sort of, I don't know, Spanish bread of some kind. It is so damn good. Oh my God. Can you take a bite really quick and just think of me? I want to taste it too. Oh shit. So when you become a highly sensitive empath, you might be able to do this, okay? There's a lot of foods that I can't eat. It just really messes me up. And so what I do is I get this list of foods that I can't have, and I go to the people that I trust and I ask them to go eat it and think of me. And I swear to God, I can taste it like I'm the one eating it. Ooh, that's good stuff. Card number 3, betrayal. Okay. Betrayal. I mean, who's betraying who? Are they betraying you or are you betraying yourself? You know? Is it bad to feel what you feel and still know that you will be moving on? Why is that bad? Can you like help me understand why or how that would be bad? To feel what you feel and still know that you'll be moving on. There's quite a few people who I've allowed myself to have interactions with, knowing that they're not a permanent fixture in my life. I'm not talking about romantic. Well, when I was a teen, yeah. When I was a teen, I knew these people were not going to be a permanent fixture in my life. I still continued interaction just for the experience. And that might be the thing that Pisceans need to work through the most. This concept of whenever you bond with someone, that then obligates them to be a permanent fixture in your life, and it just doesn't. It doesn't. That's not loyalty. That's obsession. That's obsession. I don't know if I have been spared most of my life from that type of interaction because of my Capricorn moon. But yeah, no, that's an obsession. It's not healthy. It's really, really not healthy. Where you are willing to give yourself to someone who really can't afford the upkeep. I'm not talking about material or financial. I'm talking about the energy and the emotional upkeep of being with someone who feels so deeply It's okay for you to be expensive in that way. It's really okay for you to be expensive like that. I don't let many people in. I don't. I haven't even really dated that much before my husband. Yeah. Like a lot of people would probably have considered them my boyfriend. I'm like, no, you're not. No, no, you're not. Uh, no, I'm not associated with you like that. And that's the thing. Like we can't continue existing in such a way where we have this like behavioral pattern of letting people think that they are so much more to us than what they actually are. We're super sensitive to the people who um they're sensitive to rejection, and sometimes, oftentimes, let's be really honest. Oftentimes these certain types of people who are very sensitive to rejection and abandonment, that's because they act so fucking rotten that people consistently reject and abandon them. It is not your job to heal those people. It is not your job to heal those people. You are going to be another tick mark on that board of people they have been nasty to. You cannot expect your love to heal people into becoming more like you. That's a choice they have to make. You cannot coerce someone into doing any of that. Not by your presence, not by your love, not by your patience, not by any of that. It has to be a choice that they make on their own terms, in their own way. Like that has to be a choice. We have to clarify for ourselves, what exactly are we doing? What are we doing? Just because you allow someone in doesn't mean they're meant to be in your life forever. Just because you get along with someone in the first couple months, first couple years, does not mean they're meant to be in your life forever. I was just thinking about my ex best friend. We were best friends for so long. She's like the godmother of all my children. Yeah. Yeah. I was just ride or die, just ride or die. Like, I don't give a shit, girl. I'm always here. I'm always here. I got you. No matter what, I don't care what you do. I got you. And then I realized she didn't want that. Is it what she said? No. She was in a situation where it's toxic. It was toxic. And because of the toxicity, she wasn't allowed to really spend time with me, talk to me, any of that. She was only allowed certain people who are within that toxic, circle already. And that's all she's allowed to, have in her life. And that's what she agreed to. After like 13 years of that, I had to be honest with myself. Am I really your best friend? Or am I just fitting that title, but you're not allowed? And you know what I mean? Like, what's really going on here? What's really going on here? Mm-mm. Yeah, no, I need to move forward from that. And when I finally experienced that one last moment, it was just beyond disappointment. It was reality. Ooh, yeah. It didn't disappoint me. It just clarified the reality of what that connection was at that point. It clarified it for me. And I didn't even say goodbye. I didn't. I didn't. Like I remember one of the last times I had seen her, it was for, I think, one of her kids' or something like that party. And one of the females that were allowed in their circle, because they all grew up together, and then I could potentially say things that were contradictory to what was being expected of her. And I never really said anything. So that's why I was allowed to stay on the fringes for 13 something years. But one of the last times I saw her, one of the girls that is allowed to hang out with her, she was like, yeah, you guys are best friends. And she's telling me all this shit thinking I know. And I was like, I don't know any of this. I don't know what's going on with her life. I didn't know that happened and that happened and that happened and that happened. I don't know any of this. So why am I her best friend? I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. And I still continued maybe 2 more years telling myself, like, no, just be patient. She's just going through something. Don't be selfish right now. You know, she needs you for what? Needs me for what? She doesn't tell me anything. And then I took those 2 years to like, am I just being butthurt? No, because I don't expect her to tell me anything. But the reality of it is, our interactions are not living up to the title that she gave me. It just wasn't. It wasn't. And then when that reality hit, it wasn't even disappointment. It was just the reality of it. The reality of it. And no, I didn't even cry. I didn't. It was just like, you know, it is what it is. And my husband was totally like, you're not even, because we had already left California and then we came back. It had been like what, maybe 2 years, year and a half since we came back to California. And my mom was sick. She didn't even message me once. We were friends on Facebook. She didn't message me once. The only time she messaged me and tried to call me was when I said I was leaving California. I was literally out. I was already like several hours away from the Bay Area. And I didn't answer it. And my husband was like, you're really not going to answer it? No. She's fucking known I've been in town for like a month and a half, 2 months. So what is it? He's like, you're really going to cut her out? No, she already cut me out. This is just the reality of it. I'm just accepting the decisions that she made, you know, and do I have to be angry about it? No. Was I hurt for a little bit? Yeah. I was hurt because this had been something I was already aware of for how long. And I kept telling myself, just hold on, just hold on. You know, you're like the bestest friend she'll ever have. No, that's not true. That's not true. Mm-mm. That's not true. I tried to be, but I was not compatible with the life that she was living already. And that's okay. I don't have to be upset. I don't have to be any of that. I have to just respect the decisions that were made, stop wasting my time, my energy, my emotions, investing in something that's just really, it's like making payments on a credit card that's been closed. I don't know if you guys know this. Like, if your credit card, for whatever reason, maybe you're about to file bankruptcy or something, making payments knowing you're filing bankruptcy does like that's stupid. That's stupid. Don't do that. If you're going to file bankruptcy, they don't care if you continue paying until the actual bankruptcy filing. They don't care. They don't care. It's the same thing. When that connection is bankrupt and you continue making payments to it, what exactly are you trying to do? This applies to friendships. This applies to family connections. This applies to relationships. This applies to every single aspect of your life. What are you doing? Aside from asking to awaken from whatever you're participating in, you need to wake up from that. You need to see that you are betraying yourself. Whenever you decide this for yourself, you're making that decision. You are making that decision. It has to benefit you, your healing, your sense of self, your sense of worth. It has to be beneficial for you and your growth. The world will tell you that is a selfish thing. Do it anyways. Do it anyways. You're going to listen to people who don't give you permission to take care of yourself? Did you think they were going to give you permission? Because the amount of time you spend taking care of yourself and cultivating a sense of self, that's time taken away from them using you. from them harvesting more from you. And it sounds all doom and gloom and like, oh no, Emmie, you shouldn't say that because not everyone is like that. Enough people in this world are like that, that we need to be honest and have honest conversations. Not everyone is like that, but enough people in this world are. And we have to be honest about this fact. It is a fact. There are enough people existing in this world with that type of mindset who will continue to try and access you so long as it is beneficial for them. And the moment it no longer is, they will attack you and tear you down and try and paint you as something horrible to other people. Still exist. Keep existing. Keep healing, keep growing, keep all of that. Okay? Keep doing it anyways. Keep loving yourself to the degree that other people's bullshit will no longer be allowed. Being alone is not lonelier than being in a room full of people who don't really truly value you, but instead just use you. That's true loneliness. When you're alone, I don't even think that's lonely. I think that's just boredom. You're bored. You want someone to enjoy time with. That's okay. It's okay to get bored. It's okay to use that boredom to inspire you to find other people to hang out with, have fun with, whatever. There's a difference between boredom and loneliness. Being in a room full of people who simply tolerate your presence because of how they can benefit from you is lonely. Being alone is not lonely. It's boring. It's boring. Let's redefine the way we see these concepts. Let's totally redefine this concept of loneliness and boredom. There are people who want to be in a relationship because they're bored and they're ready to, have some partner group type experiences. That's fine. That's healthy. That's healthy. Where you've taken time for yourself and healed and, realized a bunch of things. And now you're ready to move forward from that solitary healing phase. It's just a phase. And, you're looking for people who are worthy of your presence. And then there are people who, heaven forbid, you be by yourself, because then there's no one to distract you from the things that your soul is bringing before you. That's not healthy. That's avoidance. When you allow yourself to enter into these cycles where you experience avoidance, you can't be alone. You have to always be in a relationship. You have to always. That's avoidance of the things that are hurting and needing your attention. You know what happens? When you don't give yourself time to process what that is, to metabolize it, digest it, you carry it forward and it muddles what you're trying to create next. That's what happens. That's what happens. It's not that that's all you attract. It's that you weren't done with that, so you're looking for the continuation of that in the next person. And if that person, the next one, isn't naturally like that, you will begin to do things, create situations that will turn them into like that. You're looking for people who have the potentiality of recreating that with you. Whether they already have that to start with, or it's something that you quietly work on, not even realizing for yourself. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Like whenever my relationships were just weird, because it's like everyone's like, you don't even have a type. You're weird. I don't have a type. I don't. I'm either really feeling you or I'm not. And if I'm not feeling you, stop messaging me, please. Stop coming to my work. I don't want to see you. Please stop. Please stop. I don't like to play these games. No, it doesn't make me feel better. To know that you're like paying attention to me, it's creepy. It's creepy. I'm not like the other women who like, oh my God, he's paying attention to me. And it's like, stop sending me shit. Stop coming to my work. I'm good. There was nothing that I did that made you think that this is what I want from you. I just stop. I don't like it. Stop. And people will still continue because you're going to convince me that what? Like, if I'm not interested from the start, you're not going to get the opportunity to convince me of anything otherwise. Okay? Like that whole concept of being friend zoned, like you're trying to hang out with someone, and you think it's going somewhere, and then they put you in the friend zone. Like, I don't do that. You're in the friend zone from the start, and you stay there. This is not like Mm-mm. Either I'm romantically interested in you from the start, or you're in the friend zone, you're going to stay there. I'm not going to play games with you. I'm just not. And when you can be that honest, that upfront in your expectation of other people, I don't know what happens to people. They lose their mind. They lose their fucking mind. And a lot of people will take it as like, ooh, game on. She just wants me to chase her. No, I'm not even running. I'm facing you, telling you I'm not interested. When you can know what you want to that degree, you don't waste your time anymore. You don't waste your time anymore. Do you understand? To whatever type of person you're interested in, people who are healthy, they see that as being a powerful individual, and that's so fucking attractive. That is so attractive. Like, that sets you apart from everyone else. No, I don't need your little text messages. I don't need this. I don't need that. Like, I'm complete in myself. Here and there, I will let you spend time with me. It's going to be mutually beneficial. And when I'm busy, I'm busy. It's not a game. When I'm busy, I'm busy. Nope. You want to give me drama because nope, you need to go then. I remember when my husband and I were first dating, I was literally busy. I was working like maybe around 50 hours a week, workaholic. And in the middle of working, I was also taking a full, like 40 units or something like that. No, 20 units. I don't know. It was a full load of classes at college. And he was like, I feel like you don't, something like, I don't know what did he say. He said he was just a booty call. I said, well, I'm busy. I work full time. I go to school full time. I got shit to do at home for my parents. And if that's not cool with you, you probably need to find someone else to hang out with. Because that was my schedule before I met you. And that's just gonna be my schedule. And by the way, I'm moving in 2 months, like 3 hours away from you. So it is what it is. Hang out for 2 months. and then that's that. Like, I'm not playing this game with you. I'm not expecting you to relocate. I'm not expecting you to even visit or call me after I move. That's just the reality of it. I'm very realistic in my connections with people. And I swear to you, as soon as I said that, this fool came to Sacramento with me. Yeah, no, he came and he stayed with me for several weeks when I first moved, to the point where I was just like, what are we doing? What is this? What are we doing? Like, no, I'm not going with you to Tahoe to get married because, like, I've known you for like 2 months. I'm good. No, I'm like, I think I was like 19, or maybe I just turned 20. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm not marrying you. You're crazy. You're crazy. That's not a compliment to me. That sounds like fucking insanity. I'm not just going to marry you. Like, no. No, I have things I want to accomplish. I have things I want to achieve. And it's not about selfishness. It's about the reality of I'm not going to invest in you in that way until you show me that you are the right investment for me. And some people might be like, "Oh, that's realistic. That's healthy. That's very, very healthy." For you to wait and observe and give someone the opportunity to show you through their actions and their energy, are you worth that investment? Because if not, if I don't see that, I'm not investing in you. I'm just not. There are too many people in this world for you to invest in something that is not going to flourish. And no, you are not strong enough to be able to love someone into wholeness. That type of strength needs to come from them, not you. You can hold space. But at what point is that holding space a cage? Because a lot of empaths and Pisceans, they think they're holding space when in reality, you're holding open a cage. You're holding open a cage. My husband knows. You could wake up tomorrow. We could have an amazing date tonight, and you can wake up tomorrow and tell me like, hey, you know what? I feel differently, and I kind of just want to explore my life without you. And I'd be like, okay, I won't fight that. Oh, okay. Okay. It's not like I'm going to be happy and have no emotions or any of that. I'm going to be sad, but that's okay. You go do what you need to do. You go be a whole person on your own if need be. And because he knows he has that type of freedom where I'm not going to fight you. And we've talked about this for so many years. We're like, no, I'm not going to be one of those women where all of a sudden you're fucking locked out of the bank account. All your shit's on the lawn. Like, no, I'm just not. I'm just not. I will still be who I am for you. If what I am right now is a provider of comfort, I will still continue to do that. We can still be best friends. And because he knows that this is not a cage, he's not trapped. Who would want to leave that? Who would want to leave that, compromise that? Who? I remember one time I was joking around and I was like, "You never gonna find another like me." And he's like, "I won't." What? He goes, "I won't." Okay, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna stop talking shit just to fucking irritate you. And I know I'm never gonna find anything like him ever again. I'm not even gonna try. That is a type of investment you need to make. And it has to be mutual. Because really, a lot of us make this investment in other people, and that other person could give no less of a shit. They don't care. They don't care. That's not the right one. That is not the right one to be investing like this. That's just not the right one. It's okay for you to have tried for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 15 years, 20 years. You can still at some point stop and be like, oh, this was not the right one. This was not the right one. This just was not the right one. It's okay for you to do that. It's okay for you to recognize you miscalculated. When you continue to hold on to the very thing that's toxic to you, it blocks the way for the real things to come forward. It does. It does. This relationship that I had right before my husband saw me again, met me again, I wanted that to work so bad, like so bad. That's the only time I've ever been willing to play the fool for someone. I was actually like, I made a conscious decision. I'm willing to. Yeah, no, we're going to get married. We're going to have all of that. I'm willing to. I don't care. And then they said something, and I was like, no, I'm not willing to do that for you. No. Mm-mm. I was willing to until you showed me that. No. And a lot of people thought I was going to get back with that person. A lot of people thought that. A lot of people. And that's why they were so irritated when they realized I was actually dating someone else. But here's the thing. Had I not let that go, I would have absolutely missed out on like the greatest love my soul has ever experienced. Let that sink in. I had this whole concept of this life that I was going to live with this other person all the way up till we were really fucking old. You know, I had already like tried to visualize what our children would look like and all of this stuff. And then he fucked up. Yeah. Yeah. He fucked up. Because I think he visualized that too. And then he failed to understand. You can only hurt me in certain ways. And when you hurt me in this specific way, I don't ever want to see you again. I just don't. I don't have it in me to heal beyond the not wanting to see you ever again. I just don't. I just don't. And I've never had someone hurt my feelings like that in my life ever. Ever. And my feelings were hurt in such a quietly spoken way that it made it that much worse. How did you release the pain? I didn't. That wall still exists. I didn't. I never did. That wall still exists. And I got past it because of the fact that Frey kept coaxing me out. He didn't rush me. He was just fun as fuck. He was just like ridiculously fun. And it's that Gemini in him. And then you add in the Cancer, and it's like, this guy is so safe for me. He's just so safe. Like, I can literally just be who I am, and there's no like worry or fear that it's going to be this horrible thing. Like, I don't have to be a Stepford wife, Stepford soul. He loves it when I have attitude. He loves that shit. I remember years ago, we arrived at a hotel. It's like 2 or 3 in the morning. We arrived and the guy was like, I was in the car with the kids. We travel with our big ass Pitty. She's a bully pit. So she's fucking huge. And we have a doctor's note. And they have to allow you to stay unless they have a complete no animal policy. They have to allow you to stay. There's no extra nothing. And this guy said we couldn't bring her in. No, we're not leaving my daughter in the car. It's like 2 or 3 in the morning. And so he tells the guy, you don't want to deal with my wife. You want to just deal with me. And so he insisted. And so my husband calls me and he's like, hey, I'm going to come out. You're going to come in and you're going to need to talk to this guy. He won't let Shiva in. And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, I already told him he should just deal with me instead of you, but he wanted. So I fucking came in. And so as soon as I come in, my husband's like, I told you, bro, now you're going to see. And then he went to the car with the kids. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Do you know what time it is? Are you serious right now? You're violating my medical privacy by asking me to have my medical device perform for you the very things that she was trained to do. That is not an animal. That is a medical device. It is. It is. She's a medical device. If she is trained as a service animal, she is no longer an animal. She is a fucking medical device. And unless you want to have the whole fucking legalities of your discrimination against someone with a disability fall on your fucking head, get your fucking manager out here. Get me my fucking room. And my husband, he opens the door again. He's like, I fucking told you. Mm-hmm. Now, like I said, if the hotel room has a complete ban on any animals, then you might have a problem. But, if it's a place where it's like, oh, then we have to charge you pet rent and yet, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you're not. No, she's not going to perform for you. But it's this thing of like, I digress. He is totally totally, like he celebrates me in all my different seasons. How do you not heal beyond the hurt? I never released that hurt. He invited me, and I accepted the invitation to exit that castle, that fortress of pain. Yeah, it's just one of those things where the right person will not only encourage you to heal, they will celebrate every single step you take as you walk away from that moment that crippled you in your life. So card number 50, shadow work. It's time for you to enter into these shadow realms that exist within you. Do that work and get to know yourself. Really get to know yourself. Allow yourself to be unapologetically you. Now, some people might find me crass. That's okay. I understand that. Some people might find me rude. That's okay. I understand that as well. Some people might see me as ratchet as fuck. That's okay. I am ratcheta. I'm ratchet too. That's okay. That's an aspect of me. Is that the totality of me? No. No. And yes, sometimes that person is yourself. See, I didn't have the courage to heal myself, allow myself to heal in that way. And I bet that's why my husband is in my life, because he was able to hold that kind of space in such a way where I could not find a way to fight him on that. I am combative as fuck. I do believe it was one of my twins that said I'm volatile. I can't remember who now. But yeah, I'm volatile. Fuck yes, I am. I am. I'm volatile. If you trigger me in just the right way, it's like it becomes volatile. So don't trigger me. Don't try it. Don't try it. And what did I need? Well, that was before. Not anymore. What I needed was someone who could hold space for me and was just so solid in their sense of self that there was nothing for me to fight. They were just, yeah, there was nothing to fight. It's just, that's you. That's you. I asked him years ago. I was pregnant and I was tripping. I don't know how he survived all those pregnancies. I was having an emotional breakdown and I was like, I'm just crazy. Because I was pregnant. I'm crazy. And one day you're going to be sick of it and you're going to leave. And he got mad. He doesn't get mad often. He got mad when I said that. Because at first he was cuddling me and I said, stop cuddling me. And then he stopped and I was like, cuddle me. And I was sobbing. And then I said that. And I was like, I'm crazy. One day you're going to get sick of it and you're going to leave. And he got really mad. And he doesn't usually curse at me. And he goes, have you ever fucking thought that I love that you're crazy? So you think I'm crazy? He's like, yeah. And I fucking love it. Okay, I'll stop crying. Yeah. I mean, to find someone who can just appreciate you as you are in whatever phase, stage of growth, whatever season, whatever mood, and just be like, that's mine. That's my love right there. That's fucking amazing. There's no way you can't heal. I mean, unless you choose not to. Consciously make a decision not to. Being in the presence of something like that, something so unconditional, unless you consciously choose not to heal, you are going to fucking heal. You're going to heal. And then years later, I was like, I wasn't pregnant then. Oh my gosh, have I lost my marbles? And he looked at me genuinely. He goes, you didn't have marbles when I met you. What are you trying to say? that you've just been like this. This is just who you are, honey. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. I guess I didn't have marbles. Well, joke's on you because you still married me because I wanted to. Yeah. It's this thing of like really just not just holding space in hopes that I allow myself to be myself, but encouraging it. Encouraging it. Like if you guys knew me before a few years ago, maybe like if you knew me before 2016, you would know me as someone consistently always serious, always trying to problem solve. Just like it. No, that's not appropriate. Stop. No, that goes there. It does not go there. Can you please turn it so that the label faces forward? Just very dry. Dry, unseasoned chicken. That's what I was for so many years. For so many years. And he has just held space like, listen, little firecracker. It's okay for you to pop, pop, pop. It's okay. And finally, that allowed for me to see that it really actually is okay. It took me, like, I want to say about 16 years to finally accept, like, okay, he's not just saying it's okay to be me. Like, I can really actually be me. I can really actually be me. Like, it's literally okay. I mean, it's been long enough if he was fucking around and just saying that because it sounded good. I'm pretty sure with all the things we've been through, he would have already left. It took me that long. What am I trying to say? It can take you a long time. It's okay. You don't have to do this in a week, in a meditation, in a month, in a year. It can take however long it takes you to come out of your shell truly. It can take as long as you need. And when people don't give you that permission, when you are able and willing to wait for someone and they're not willing and able to wait for you, the fuck is that? It's not love, I tell you that much. It's not love. It's not mutually beneficial. It's bullshit. It is bullshit. Stop settling for other people's bullshit. Start accepting what is right for you. I'm telling you, this whole concept of twin flame stuff got a lot of people twisted the fuck up. Like, you wait around and allow yourself to be disregarded. For what? For what? For what? Because you think that that's who you're supposed to be with? I promise you, you got more than one twin. I promise you that. That ex-boyfriend that hurt my feelings, he's a twin. I thought he was a twin ray before I even knew what a twin ray was. And that's what hurt my feelings so much. Yeah. And then years later, I found another twin and another twin and another twin. And then I found a twin ray. I'm good. I'm healthy where I am. I'm good. Like, no, I'm not interested in any kind of romantic shit outside of what I already have. I'm good. I'm good. I don't care what the title is. Do you think I want to be with me? You fucking crazy. Oh my God. I would not want to be with me. That's just uh-uh. 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 I know me. Uh-uh. No. Mm-mm. No. Hell no. I don't give a shit about aesthetics. I cannot deal with that kind of fucking attitude and sensitivity in a romantic relationship. No. Nope. How has my marriage lasted this long? Because my husband is patient as fuck with me. He can love me in a way that I'm incapable of loving other people. All these concepts of love and healing that I've developed over the years, it comes from his presence in my life. He grew me without trying. He grew me without trying, without any intention, just by just loving. Just loving. Like, okay, what are you tripping about today? Yeah, okay. You need a hug? You want me to hug you? Yeah, cuddle? Like, no, I cannot deal with someone that's just like me. Okay? Because I get my feelings hurt just by you breathing. I'm not the only Piscean empath that Why did you exhale? Why are you breathing like that? Why are you mad? What are you mad about? I just exhaled. No, I know you're mad about something. Oh, you don't want to tell me? Okay, fine. You want to be like that? Don't tell me? Okay. We keeping secrets now? No, I'm not like that, but I know some Pisceans are. I know plenty of Pisceans are. I'm not like that. I'll just be like, well, fuck you then. We're not going to ask so many questions like, you mad? Why are you breathing like that? Are you mad? No? Okay, whatever. So what are you going to feed me? You guys, if the person you're with does not possess the emotional maturity to be able to handle you as you are, they don't deserve you when you shine. They just don't. They just don't. I've never had a romantic relationship like shame me for being me. Like the 3, 4 boyfriends that I haven't had very many boyfriends. I'm just like really selective of people. I just am. And they've always just been like, oh, shit. Yeah. When we love so deeply, we can be so sensitive towards the person. It's true because I'm not like this with most people. I'm just not. I want to say, like, my husband is the only person, and my kids are the only people who I'm like this with, where, like, oh, I can feel you mad at me. What are you mad at me for? What did I do now? What did I do? You know, and most people, I'm just like, oh, you breathing hard. Maybe you're out of shape. They're breathing hard. Maybe they're just out of shape. Maybe they got asthma. I don't know. There's fires all over the country. Like maybe it's the fires. I don't know. They looking right at me like, you got something in your eye? What's wrong? You okay? I'm oblivious. Yeah, no, oblivious. But God, if I love you like that, oh my God. Your text message feels like you're mad at me. And it's just one word. Oh my God. They only texted me back one word. Coming from someone who doesn't respond to text. What? Yeah. My husband used to get mad at me because he's like, why don't you ever answer the phone or respond to text messages? Because when he was working as a stay-at-home mom, right? And he like calls throughout the day, not the whole day, but like, you know, at lunch or, you know, when he takes a break just to see how the kids are doing. And I just don't answer. And I remember one day he came home, he's like, why do you even have a phone? And I'm like, why do I? I disconnected. I don't want that phone. He said, you need to have a phone. So if there's an emergency, I will know if like you or the kids need me. No, we got this shit. Disconnect the phone. But mind you, if he doesn't answer the phone when I call, I'll leave a message. Where are you? I could be dying. No, I don't do that. I will text like, hello. I like rarely text you. So like when I do text, you need to answer. It's important. And my favorite is when we're at the store together, because like he does his thing and I'm just like wandering around the store and he can never really find me. And so my favorite is when I'm in an aisle and I'm looking at stuff and then I feel this intense Gemini energy at the end of the aisle and I slowly turn and look and it's him with his phone in his hand and he's like this. Huh? Oh, and I'll dig through my purse. Oh, you called like 10 times and you texted. Are you okay? And he's like, I've been looking for you. Well, you found me. What's up? What? That's who he's married to. Am I still your dream girl? All you motherfuckers who are like, I'm going to sweat this girl. Am I still your dream girl? That's what the fuck you got to deal with. And you got to feed me. Not just feed me, but feed me the things I'm willing to eat. And you got to know what the fuck that is. Don't ask me what I want to eat. Just ask me if I'm hungry and you better know what the fuck I want. You know what I'm saying? These videos of like, what do you want to eat? Just make a decision. That's not love. You should know me enough to know what the fuck I want to eat in that moment. You just ask me, are you hungry? Okay. Don't ask me what I want to eat. Ask me if I'm hungry and then give me food within 10, 15 minutes of that question. That's love. Let's redefine that shit. Allow yourself to become rejuvenated. Pull your energy back from people who are not worth it. And invoke the Oraphim. Some of us need protection because of the fact that you are in love with a fucking succubus, incubus motherfucker. You know what that is? Google that and you'll find out what you've been pining away for. I wish I was joking. Hold on. I'll Google it for you. Define succubus. A female demon believed to have sexual intercourse with sleeping men. A succubus is a demon or supernatural entity in folklore, in female form that appears in dreams to seduce men, usually through sexual activity. According to religious traditions, repeated sexual activity with a succubus can cause poor physical or mental health, even death. Mhm. Okay. Okay. Incubus is the male form. This concept of fuckboy and fuckgirl, that's what they are. That's what they are. Okay. I'm not joking. That's what they are. You ever notice that if you're dealing with an F boy, your life is going good, they come around, it's just, yep. Everything goes to hell. They leave, you're all broken as fuck. You build yourself back, motherfucker comes back. Uh-huh. That's what it is. They're now in physical form. You can't stop dreaming about someone. I wonder why. I wonder why. And people are like, oh, no, it's because my twin, we're like hooking up on the astral. Astral plane is 4D. 4D is where parasites primarily live. That's where they're anchored. Grunt parasites are like bottom of the barrel parasites. They're fourth dimensional. 4D, astral. Oh no, Emmie, like you don't understand. This is my twin. Okay, when I have dreams of my twin, we're sitting down facing each other having conversation. We're like, it's like a conversation. We're fully clothed, or we'll be sitting side by side and we'll be watching this scene and we'll be discussing the scene. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If you're having dreams of your twin, you that might be an incubus. That might be an incubus. I'm not even joking. I'm laughing because it's uncomfortable. That term, like give you the demon. Yeah, no, just not cute. It's just not cute. Leave that person alone. Leave them alone. I swear to you, leave them alone. When your body feels like in someone's presence, your soul is using your body to communicate to you. People think like, oh, if you have butterflies in your belly, that's like a good sign. The lower the butterflies, the more it's about your survival. Your soul is ringing the alarm. Ring the alarm. I hear the sound of demons. Whoa. Oh my gosh. What about when it's woman on woman? It's the same thing. Succubus. That's a succubus. Succubus. Succubus and incubus, they're bisexual. They have no preference. Whatever can be harvested is harvested. It doesn't matter if it's an incubus, which is a male form type of sexual demon. I mean, I saw this video. I think the guy was fucking around. Like he was allegedly sleeping. And then suddenly his leg was lifted and he was flipped upside down. He was flipped onto his belly. And then something started pulling his pants down. I'm like, I don't sense demons. I think this motherfucker is just like pulling his pants down on his own. Yeah, and he's like, whoa, he woke up. I think he was fucking around though. Oh my gosh. It's one of those things. So here's the thing. I find it very interesting, very, very interesting that the people who use the twin flame concept to like lock onto a target, their twin flame will always be what their sexual orientation is. Let that fucking sink in. Let that sink in. Just example, if you are a lesbian or a gay, your twin flame has to also be a lesbian or gay. And if they're not, if that's not their sexual orientation, I see this so fucking much. They're in the closet. They just don't want to admit it yet. No, I'm pretty sure your twin is straight as fuck. I'm pretty fucking sure. Because how do I know this? They told you. Like, why do you keep trying to insist your twin is gay and lesbian just like you when they've told you? I'm pretty sure they know what they like. I'm pretty sure. I'm just saying. I wish I had a twin ray that was flaming fucking gay. That's like my wish. That's my wish. You know how fucking fabulous that would be? Like, baby boo, do I look good today? Oh, honey, no, not that hair. That's my fucking wish. I want like a twin ray that is flaming as fuck gay, like flamboyant as fuck. Like, boo, you got all the accoutrements. Oh, damn. You styled yourself? Yes. And you're not interested in me in that way? Fuck yes. Fuck yes. I mean, Bretman, oh my God. Have you seen Boo Boo's hair? That's twin flame material. That is fucking twin flame material. I'm just saying. Like, I could totally picture him like, bitch, get out of fucking bed. Brush your fucking hair. Boo, okay, God, why are you yelling at me? That is twin fucking flame material for me. Woo! Bretman rock. His hair is so gorgeous. Oh my God. Sometimes I watch his videos. I'm like, what products do you use? drugs do you fucking use? The bounce in that shit. He's amazing. I like him. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Even the unconditional love concept is so twisted. It's not love to remain with anyone, regardless of how one is being treated. That's more like unconditional codependency. Boom! Oh, put some bass in it. I think I hurt my throat. The boom of that. Unconditional codependency. Mm-hmm. Let's keep moving. Card number 23, defend to the end the worthwhile. If you don't want to see yourself as worthwhile, you're not going to defend yourself, and that's just that. If you don't want to see the truth of how valuable you actually are, that's just that. That's just that. At some point, I didn't want to see the true value and gravity of me, my purpose, my abilities, and I did not even tell my twin race shit about what I can actually do. They just knew, and they were pissed that I was trying to fake normal. Well, fuck you. I'm joking. No, not fuck you. I'm just joking. But I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Don't tell me who I should be. I will be who I am when I'm ready to be who I am. Until then, this is who I am. So I didn't like that. But until you see yourself as worthwhile, you won't be. You won't defend yourself, and you won't be worthwhile to yourself and whoever else you're trying to convince that you are worth it. What is the best way to present a product, whether you're the product or you have a service or you have a tangible good? You have to truly believe in the product. There's this thing, I don't know if I'm going to get a fucking copyright strike. Y'all need to hear this shit. I sent it to my son. Well, I know, okay, I'll just tell you what they said. So this man, I guess he's like a video producer, and he's being hired by this company. Whatever his rates are, I think it's like $1,000 to produce a video, and it's like a tangible good type of thing. And he's talking to the owner, and the owner is like, gosh, and he's like, well, I understand $1,000 might be a lot for you, so let's do this. I'll go ahead and I'll take all the risk onto myself. I will do this video for free. And because I'm taking all of the risk, I would like a percentage of the sales that come in. So however many sales you make because of this video that I produce for you, I want a percentage. And now the owner is interested. Like, okay, so what kind of percentage are we talking here? Since I'm taking all of the risk, I want 50%. Say someone comes in, they spend $100, I want $50 of that 100. Then suddenly the owner is like, well, I don't know about that. And the guy's like, what's the hesitation? I'm taking all of the risk. You're not paying me to make this video. And the owner says, well, what if it goes above $1,000? What if you bring in so much business that now you're receiving more than $1,000, which was his original fee? And he's like, like you bringing in all this business, but now you're taking half of my profit. The video guy says, well, that's the whole point. It's to bring people in. That's the whole point. And if that's not satisfactory to you, why don't you just pay me what I'm worth? And you can keep all of your profit. Boom. He knows what he's producing. He knows the quality of work. He knows the effects of the quality of that work in business as well as way further down. Shifting that perception of the person who didn't quite know what he was investing in. When you put it like that, you fucking absolutely know. Like, no, I'm good. I'll pay you. It resonated so deeply because really, I'm now entering into this place of my journey where I actually truly know my worth. You guys, if you were with me last night during the end portion or middle portion of the expedites, and someone came on and was like trying to say all this shit. No, baby boo, you a follower. Know your place. I can have the confidence that I have because I know I'm fucking pioneering this entire field. I am the trailblazer. Do not approach me with that shit. When you are talking about concepts I introduced to the public multiple years ago. No. Can you exist with that type of confidence in what you bring to the table? Or are you sitting and waiting for someone to validate you, for someone to identify you, pick you out of the crowd, put a crown on your head, nominate you as the new queen of your life? Because I tell you, no one nominated me. It was years and years of adversity, attempts to tear me down, attempts to like mudsling on my character. No, I'm done with that shit. I'm done. I know my place within the industry that I'm in. I'm a motherfucking trailblazer. And it's time that you guys stop being so afraid to state the facts as you know them. To state the facts as you know them, as you've lived them. Stop waiting for other people to tell you your life story. Now, many of you have been with me for quite a few years. You guys were with me on Facebook. You guys came over onto YouTube with me. You've been with me for a while and you've seen quite a bit of shit that I've been through. At no point from then till now did I give myself permission to actually truly just exist within the truth of my life story. I keep trying to, I'm just like you. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'd like to be. I would like to be just like everyone else, but I'm not. I'm not. This is me leaving behind the part of my life where I'm apologetic for existing as I am, where I'm trying to water myself down to make it easier for people to digest me, easier for people to drink me down. I'm not tea, I'm motherfucking vodka. No matter what, it's going to burn as you drink it down. That's okay. That's okay. People shouldn't be drinking if they can't handle it. That's okay. This is me now entering into this part of my journey, my life story, where no, I'm so far different from other people, even within the spiritual communities. I have something to offer that no one else can offer. I can perform services to a degree that no one else can. And it's time for me to speak that truth instead of lying to people about how I'm just like everyone else. You are not like everyone else. We were not meant to be like anyone else. The fact that you share space with me tells me you are not like other people. I had a conversation with someone super important to me. And it was like, this kind of thing of, no, Emmie, I'm not like you. We have different brains or whatever the combo was. And I was like, yeah, you are. Yes, you are. You are just like me because of the fact that when I say something, it resonates. If you weren't like me, what I said would not resonate. Not just that, you would have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. If there's a resonance, we are of the same frequency. If you resonate with me, you have the same type of brain and processing capacity that I do. And just because I'm placed further down the road than you doesn't negate the fact that we are of the same fucking frequency. We have the same processing capacity. We have the same brain. That means you're not like anyone else in your environment. You are not like anyone else in your environment. You have been shamed into silence and submission. Now is a time for you to fucking undo those chains. Take off that duct tape. Start speaking. Start speaking. Speak your truth. First to yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and speak that truth to yourself. Stop waiting for someone to pick you out of the crowd and tell you that you're valid. That's the biggest disservice to you, your journey, and all the people who are waiting for you to shine. We exist in a world of darkness, and this darkness is all consuming. The longer you shine in shadow, your shadow, the longer the people who are waiting for you to shine externally will be left in darkness. I tell you, I'm pretty sure people are fucking tired of waiting for you to be comfortable with being just yourself. That takes no effort. There's nothing that you need to accomplish, no course you need to take, no certification, no program, no nothing for you to be you. That takes zero effort. When you find yourself saying, I'm going to try to, I'm going to be more, I'm going to be less, that's not you anymore. When you put effort into being something, that is not you. There is zero effort in me being me. I show up, I turn the camera on, I say whatever the fuck I say, I turn the camera off, I go about my day. Zero effort. Zero effort. Literally zero effort. This is just me. Zero effort. So be you. Why are you trying so hard? Because it's not you. We try so hard to achieve things that other people tell us we need to achieve. And when we don't achieve it, we're like, oh, we failed. No, you didn't. You failed at being something that you're not. Living in a way that's not right for you. You tried to accomplish something that was not for you. And then what? And then you tell yourself you failed. I did not fail at being a doctor. I did not fail at being a surgeon. I did not fail at being a nurse. I did not fail at being a nurse practitioner. I did not fail at being a naturopathic doctor. I did not fail at being a makeup artist. I did not fail at being a photographer, a chocolatier, and all the other motherfucking things that I've done in my life. I did not fail. I walked away from it because I was done with it. It's not part of my journey. Was it a waste of time? Absolutely not. I learned so much. It adds to my growth. It helps me to better ripen my inner under and understanding of myself and soul and what my purpose is. Well, Emmie, how can being a chocolatier do that? Like, you're full of shit. Well, I tell you how, because I am that chocolate. Temperamental as fuck. You got to stir me just the right way, get me the right temperature. Leave me the fuck alone as I harden into a beautiful, shiny finish. I can take the shape of any mold that I enter, and the heat of my truth can melt me back down and make me able to take another form. Don't fucking tell me being a self-taught chocolatier has nothing to do with my spiritual journey. I am that chocolate. And if I want to be that finished product, I have to allow all my crystalline pieces to align perfectly. I need to allow a seed of an unmelted chocolate chip to help me align all my pieces. If you're not a chocolatier, you don't know. The best way to get the shiniest end product, if you are encasing something in chocolate, how do you do that? First, you don't put it over direct heat. It will burn and ruin the chocolate. You need to allow the environment to heat up in a gentle way. Put in a bain-marie. You can't just fire me up like that. It destroys what my purpose is. You have to put me in a warm bath. Let me melt slowly on my own time. Well, then what else do you have to do? Once I'm fully melted, take me off the bain-marie. Plant a seed. Within that one chocolate chip is already perfectly aligned crystals. Let that come into me. Okay, let that enter into my space. That is a seed planted by someone else. Someone else's purpose in my life is to plant seeds when my soul instructs them to. Allow me to incorporate it. It will melt and be a part of me by my choice. Pour me into a mold and leave me alone. I will do what I do. If you try and rush my process and place me in the fridge, leave me in an environment that is not appropriate for me and my process, you could potentially separate the fat from the cacao and it'll look like it's molded. It won't be desirable. If you put it in the fridge to rush it, if you don't thaw it out properly, same ugliness. When you leave it alone, when you allow your intuitive urges to guide you in regards to how to handle that chocolate, beautiful things happen. Let me show you. I learned this all on my own. I'll show you what I learned about myself and my life. Let me take a picture of this. I learned how to put chocolate shells on any damn thing I want. Let me show you. Hold up. It's a beautiful thing to allow your life to teach you and to not see any moment and any process as a failure. And if you understood the degree at which I learn lessons and have no fear of walking away when the lesson is done, it would probably inspire the shit out of you. Look at this. Look how shiny those babies are. Encased chocolate truffles. These are not edited. Chocolate encased, gluten-free poppers. They're like little cake bites. I learned that lesson as it pertains to my soul and my journey. I shut that business down as it was about to rise. I don't need to prove anything to anyone. I learned what I needed to learn on that chocolatier journey, and then I put it away. I put it away when the Palms Casino in Las Vegas contacted me and invited me to be their vendor. I'll do one and no more. This is all I had to learn. I'm a spiritual chocolatier. I'm not one for commercial. Some would say, oh my God, why would you close it then? That's a failure. No, it's not. I was done with that lesson. It was time to move on. And that's that. That's that. That's just that. That is like the most perfect analogy for me within my fucking journey. You know how I realized this? I had a conversation with my former neighbor. She was an actual classically trained chef, right? And she used to order truffles from me. And I kind of wondered why she didn't just, make it on her own. I didn't realize the gravity of the product I was making. Nothing on the market tastes like what I make. No one else could figure out how to reproduce what I make. How do I know this? A very huge, celebrity infested fucking restaurant in New York City, reached out to me. I don't know how the fuck he got my truffles, but he reached out to me. He got one of the samples that I was sending a friend, and instead of getting to the friend, it got to him. And he tasted it and he loved it. And he brought it to his chef, who couldn't reproduce it. And when they reached out to me, when they finally got my contact info and reached out to me, you know what he said? Where were you trained? Because this chef is, I think he's supposed to be like ranked #1 in the world or whatever. And he's so classically trained chocolatier. And he's the one that teaches all the high ranking chefs when they have, I was like, I don't give a fuck what you are. What are you doing with my chocolate? They couldn't figure it out. Instead of being able to steal my chocolate, they had no choice. They had to reach out to me and present me with a business deal. Partnership. They'll launch my entire chocolate line globally. Globally. I don't like you, bro. I don't like how this feels. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm good. I'm good. So then I'm trying new stuff. I call my neighbor. Hey, April, like, I have a question for you. Like, you know, this thing about the chocolates and da 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 da. And she was like, oh, girl, yeah, no. That's why I couldn't be a chocolatier. It's temperamental as fuck. And I was like, really? She goes, yeah, chocolate is just so fucking hard to work with. And I was like, it is? She goes, yeah, you probably get along with it because it has your attitude. Bitch, you're right. Yeah. And that's when I realized that's why I'm doing chocolate. I'm learning how to temper myself. I'm learning about myself. Is that a failure? Because I learned what I needed to learn. So far from failure. So fucking far from failure. It's so far from failure that I can still look back at it and be really, really happy with that time in my life. It's a lot of collaborative dreaming going on. This collaborative dreaming are amongst the souls who have the same trajectory, probably also the same purpose. Allow yourselves to come together with those who are like-minded so you can further whatever it is your purpose is in this life. Not because, oh, the sheep and this and that. You know, you sound like a dick when you call people sheep, right? I'm just saying. It sounds like a pretentious dick when you use those terms. When you call yourself woke and, you know, you sound like an absolute dick. You just do. It doesn't make you sound evolved. Let me just be really real here. It doesn't make you sound evolved. It doesn't make you sound as though you're advanced. It makes you sound like a pompous ass who doesn't know shit. That's how I receive it. The people who are truly evolved and who are truly tapping into higher levels of consciousness, awareness of this consciousness, and soul purpose, they don't use those terms. They don't tell people where they should be within their journey. None of that. They're busy analyzing their own lessons. When you are all up in someone else's journey, when you are trying to dictate to people how to live, how to eat, words to use, how to dress, what to drink, where to live, that's fucking asinine. That's asinine. It does not make you look evolved. It doesn't. Well, Emmie, what's the difference between what you're doing and what you're saying? I don't expect you to understand, but I'll explain it to you anyways. I'm sharing my experiences and freeing you to decide whether you want to integrate the lessons and the words into your truth and apply it to your journey or disregard it completely. It affects me none because I don't need validation. I don't need appreciation. I don't even need an audience. That's the difference. I don't need you to agree with me and my logic, my spiritual preferences, my energetic practices to validate it. much like God doesn't need you to believe for God to exist. I am a lower, lesser fractal of that God consciousness. I also don't need you to believe for me to exist. So let that sink in. There's a huge difference. Huge difference. I own my journey and I'm simply sharing of it. That's it. When people get on their soapbox and try and tell you, you need to this, you need to that, you need to blah, 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 blah. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm really fucking good. I'm really good. And you need to what? Have me agree with you in order to what? If you really believe what you believe, you don't need anyone's agreement. You don't need to be right. And see, that's the problem with a lot of religious practices. It's this requirement for the people in your presence to believe what you believe in order to validate what you believe. When you live through it, it doesn't fucking matter what other people believe. You lived through it. You know it to be fact, truth for you and no one else. That's it. That's it. I once had a friend who, after she got all the benefit that she could get, she then, well, let's rewind this. She began offering parasitic extraction, but calling it something else so that I wouldn't get upset. And I'm like, why would I get upset? Like, if you can do it, you can do it, Like, why would I be upset? And she told me this. This came out of her mouth. Thank you, Robert. So yeah, that's what she was doing. And then she decided, I was her competition, which I didn't get the memo, nor was I interested. And how would she set herself apart from me and become more evolved in other people's eyes? Oh, well, by telling everyone who would listen that parasites aren't real. That's fear mongering. Okay, well, was it my imagination that grabbed me by my hair and dragged me halfway down the stairs? Did I imagine something bit my back and left bite marks? Did I imagine when I was clawed under my ear into the number 3, perfectly symmetrical? Did I do that to myself? Did I imagine it when I was in the woods in an RV and woke up to the sensation of something ripping out my lashes and punching me in the mouth to where my lips split open and was bleeding into my mouth? I imagined that. I imagined that. Did not imagine jack shit. I can do what I do because I lived through that shit. I don't identify as a victim either. Much of my life, I was very severely attacked from childhood all the way through. Why am I so fucking proficient with parasitic extraction? Because I had to learn to fucking defend myself. That's why. You can't tell me that what I lived through is a figment of my imagination. That is not a psychological condition. And just because someone else's mind is too fucking puny and obtuse to understand the scope of what creation actually is, that humanity is only aware of a fractal of a fractal of a fractal of what actually exists, doesn't mean shit for me in my journey. Now, if I had read this shit in a book, then maybe she could have fucked with my head. I lived it, bitch. I fucking lived it. I don't need anyone else to validate this shit. Nobody. When you live through it, you know. When you live through it, you know. You don't need external validation. No. No, you don't. You will probably need to go through a process where you come to terms with the fact that this really happened to you. You really experienced this. It wasn't your imagination. It's not because you're evil. You will understand as you process why these things happen to you in your life. You will understand when you are emotionally, mentally, energetically mature enough to begin understanding. Stop living your life based on other people's words in the books that you read. Start living your life in accordance with what you have already lived and the way those lessons have taught you to be stronger. And maybe that's the problem. You refuse to allow the lessons of your life to make you stronger. Instead, you choose to see it as further evidence of how weak you are, how easy you are to victimize. How do you fight a fucking thing you cannot see? How? You know, I had a situation. I have a weakness in my back, right? I have degenerated disc disease in my back. And one day, years ago, I was carrying the laundry. I was going to bring it upstairs. And as I got to almost to the base of the stairs, I saw this black fucking thing climbing up the wall, and it went over me. And mind you, that house has cathedral ceilings. It's not vaulted, it's cathedral. It's like 3 stories high, the ceilings. All the way up real fast, and it went behind me. And as soon as I turned around, something herniated my disc. It felt like a fucking dull blade being put in between my spine, and the blade twisted. I felt my back pop. And I was on the floor screaming. I didn't fucking imagine that shit. When I'm holding a basket of clothes, I'm using proper form because I'm aware of my back injury. It took me 2 fucking weeks to be able to sit up. I didn't imagine that shit. I did not imagine none of that shit. My husband was present. He was present. He saw all of that shit. Just because other people lack the capacity and the life experience to validate you does not invalidate you and your experiences. Stop waiting for all of this stuff to make sense to other people so that you can allow it to make sense for you. Stop waiting for religious teachings, spiritual teachings, spiritual books to validate you. What if you're so far advanced that it's going to take humanity 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years to begin the conversation that you're needing to have right now? What if it's your processing of your life that actually inspires humanity to begin that conversation? What if? What if? What if I said the whole concept of parasitic entities has become something that's all the way in the forefront? People know about it. It's being spoken about because of me and my experiences. What if I told you that? What if I told you it was my diminishing fear of sharing my experiences that inspired people within the spiritual communities to begin talking about this? Some people would say, oh, you're full of ego. Or maybe I'm full of truth. Who knows? Who knows? Does it matter? Not to me. Well, Emmie, why wouldn't it matter to you? You need the credit for what? If that's part of my purpose, it's part of my purpose. Who gives a shit if I get credit or not? I just need to keep learning. I just need to keep allowing myself to have more and more permission to allow more and more of me to come out. Who gives a shit about human semantics? Who gives a shit? Who cares? Do I exist to gain followers? So people will know how powerful I am and they can worship me? No. No. If that was the case, I'd be fucking showing off quite a bit. I wouldn't be so fucking tentative and careful of what I share and what I allow people to witness. And, yeah, no, I don't care about credit. I care about actually, really, truly living my purpose. I care about actually, really, truly being my most authentic self and allowing me to be me without shame, hesitation. I still have a lot of work to do, but that work is not contingent on other people, me waiting for other people. It's not. It's not. As much as people would like to think that my journey is contingent on their permission for me to exist, it's really not. I existed before you knew I existed. I will continue to exist with or without your permission. With or without your permission. Same applies for you. You existed before you ever saw my video, and I became aware of your existence. Right? That's how divine you are. Really let your mind wrap around this. That is how divine you are. The people you know right now, with the exception of older family members, they didn't know you existed when you were born. You did not need their permission to exist. Let that sink in. That is how powerful you are. That is how powerful you are. And just like me, you make it a goal to be just like everyone else, down to the degree that you don't even remember the truth of your power. Can I just say, I'm irritated by all of us, myself included. You know how different the world would be if we stopped playing that game? Do you understand? There are billions of people waiting to see, witness you in your full glory so that they can actually have faith in the fact that there are beings that exist that can deliver us from this misery. Do you get that? Oh, when life is easier, when you get a higher paying job, when you pay off the mortgage, when you pay off the car, after you do this, after you do that. Oh, not right now. It's not convenient. It's never going to be convenient. That's why the world is structured the way it is. It's not meant to be convenient. The world is structured the way it is so that those of us who are just like me and have a very similar purpose to me will consciously choose. It has to be a conscious decision, one that will be challenged. A decision that will be challenged in order to give you yet another opportunity to consciously decide to push forward, to go through with it. To go through with it. To go through with it. So, what are you going to choose? You're going to choose to keep waiting? When you walk in your truth, it's easy. It's not easy. It's never easy. But when you walk in your truth, it's right. It's worth it. This journey will never be easy. It was not meant to be. Without those challenges, without that struggle, you cease to grow. Every single challenge, I grow that much more. I don't want an easy life. I don't need an easy life. I need an authentic one. The goal is not easy. If you can manage to get that out of your mind, the whole concept of easy, and I'm general terms here, not addressing a specific person, general terms, if you can manage to cease making easy, comfort part of your goal, the shit that you will fucking achieve. I will get to a point that I need to be at. It's going to be fucking beautiful. What I will accomplish and achieve, the people who witness this, whew, I'm getting goosebumps. It's going to be profound to a whole nother level. And none of it is going to be easy. It's going to be so fucking worth it. It's going to be so worth it. And it's going to give me even more drive, a better understanding of myself and my purpose. And it's going to continue. It's going to be a snowball effect. And as I become more inspired, you become more inspired. As you become more inspired, it further inspires me until we all find ourselves at the top. The top of what? Our insecurities. Why would we need to be at the top of our insecurities, Emmie? Well, they can be like the grapes of wrath, stomping them down, no longer allowing the wrath of people who don't understand and don't give permission. Stomp that shit down, let it ferment, and drink it as wine. I'm not allowed to talk like this. I'm not allowed to inspire and aspire. Not to this degree. Because who the fuck do you think you are, Emmie? I don't just think. I know I'm something far beyond human comprehension. It's okay. Because I never needed you to understand or accept or encourage for me to exist. Let that sink in. People thinking they need to give you permission to exist. Yeah, I didn't have my mom's permission to be born. Emergency C-section. She had no choice. And if I can enter my life in those ways, at the risk of losing my life, and I still entered this world without permission, and I was a helpless, premature baby, baby boo, you're not going to stop this full-grown woman entering into her goddess part of her journey. Nothing you can do to stop me. Why would you even try? That's a silly human endeavor. To stop someone from rising to the truth of what they are here to do. And what is that, Emmie? What is that? Fuck if I know. Whatever it is, I'm going to do it with my entire heart. I don't know what the fuck it is. I just know it culminates into this moment where I'm standing on a stage within a stadium, global audience. It was scary. Now it's not. People flying in from all over the world to hear me be myself, share my thoughts. That's fucking powerful. That's powerful. That is powerful. And it's a powerful thing to no longer be afraid of that visual that I've been shown ever since I was a child. Ooh, that's powerful. It's powerful to know that part of this visual that I've been shown ever since I was a child, it involves quite a few people on that stage with me. I'm not doing it alone. That there are those who are in full alignment, and they will be right there with me, paving the way for a new human way of being. But before I get there, I have to first change the way I see myself, the world, and every component of the world we live in. I can no longer wait for someone to teach me this. I can no longer wait for a guru, a teacher, whatever you want to call it, to come to me and tell me this is not proper, this is not proper, this is not. I have to start living it. I have to start living the lessons that help me to better understand the gravity of the need for my existence. Did you understand? Did you know? There is a gravity of need for your particular existence. People who are not ready for humanity to evolve, they'll think I'm just talking about me. But for those of you who know, like you know, when I say things, it's really not about me. I'm used as an example, and that's about it. That's about it. I'm used as an example, a template from which you can see it's okay. It's going to be okay. Look, she's already doing what you're about to do. It's okay. The world is actually ready. Ready for what? I don't know. Do I need to know to comply with my soul? No. I just need to be able to hear. It's here that your soul whispers. It's here that your soul speaks to you. Hear what other people have to say. Not what they're intending to say, but what your soul is getting them to say between the words. Actually hear it. Hear it. Allow yourself to come to this moment of self-realization, self-actualization. This is a very beautiful time to be alive. It's very painful, but it's very beautiful. All this pain that's being injected further into the collective whole is a very pain that will serve as what? The trauma-induced accretion that is necessary to punch through to a higher level of dimensional consciousness. We're already anchored in the 5D as a collective whole. That's why the parasitic activity is through the roof. Through the fucking roof and out the doors and the gate. That's why you're so aware. That's why it's so commonplace to be able to find videos of paranormal activity. Whatever level you're anchored at, you experience everything beneath you. If we are anchored at the 5th, we will be hyper aware of 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st dimensional activities. I saw someone post in one of these like alien groups. It fucking cracked me up. They were like, comment if you'd like me to read your aura and tell you what level of consciousness you're at. And this person commented like, me, I want to know. And the reader was honest, pure of heart, very honest. And they were like, you're very high 3rd dimension. The person comments, I was hoping for 5D. Honey, they were generous when they said high level 3D. That person was being very generous. I was fucking dead. I was cracking up so hard. My husband's like, what are you laughing at? Oh my God, you gotta read this shit. Some people would say I'm being a dick for laughing. I did not comment. I did not say anything. I had a moment to myself where I was cracking the fuck up. She said I was hoping for 5D. Stop hoping and do the fucking work. Stop hoping. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, there are so many people who have a public platform and they're using it to regurgitate the same fucking bullshit. Why is 5D your goal? Don't you want to reunify with your Christ consciousness? That takes 8D and higher. 8, 9. You enter in through the high heart. 9D. Why is 5D your goal? Are you aware there's more than 7 chakras? Why did they cut it off at 7th chakra? What's allowed to be so publicly shared? Why do they cut it off at the 7th chakra? That's like the end all be all. That's just a connection point before you enter into your Christ consciousness, because they want to sever you from your Christos. People never question that. There's actually more than 13. There are 7 primary, 8 morphogenetic, and quite a few secondary and tertiary chakras. Your chakras extend beyond your luminous bodies, above and below. You have a roving chakra. They don't want you to know. Why? They want you to make it a goal to achieve the bare minimum. 5D is your goal. That's like the utmost. 5D is the point where you become aware of compassion, unification, your soul purpose, self-love, awareness of the gravity of your existence. That's the starting point. And some people might not like the way I'm communicating this. I'm fucking irritated. I'm irritated. The shit irritates me. Is it because I think I'm better? It's because I know we are better, and I'm sick and tired of seeing how we are settling for the bare fucking minimum. Yeah. You didn't expect that, huh? You thought it was because I thought it was better. No, we are better. We are better than that. Mm-hmm. Oh, but Emmy, but I thought you said that like people, they don't really know you. And so like when they say like, oh, you're better than that, then it's like, yeah, no, I know you. I know your soul. I'm qualified to make that statement. Who qualified you? My fucking soul. You think it was a human that was going to qualify me? No. My soul. My soul qualified me to make that assessment. Secondly, why the fuck are you so hell-bent on challenging the messenger instead of processing the message? You know what that is? Evidence of your inability to go beyond the human ego. That's why you're fucking stuck. Michael liked that. Michael liked that. Visions of life beyond death. The only thing that's dying is your current perception of life, your place in it, the way society should continue to function. She feels, she knows. Part of what hurts you is yourself. Your continued participation in the very things that disrespect your sovereign right and sovereign existence is what's hurting your feelings. It's not the messenger, it's not the messages, it's messages? Is that a word? Why does that sound weird? That's a word, right? Messages? Message. That's one message. Message. Messages, not messages. English is not my first language. Stop it. What? What? Y'all knew what I was saying? Being so picky and stuff. Y'all knew what I was saying. You already feel and you already know. Society tells you that you cannot feel beyond what we give you permission to feel, because if you do, you're weak, you're emotional, you're unstable. Oh, nay. Every time you reach a higher level of dimensional awareness, you become much more raw, much more sensitive. by virtue of your growth, you will become much more sensitive. And if you think this spiritual journey will lead you to a place where you're just unbothered, I don't know where the fuck you went. I don't know where the fuck you went. The more aware you become, the more evolved your awareness is, the more your awareness is expanded, the less you will be able to tolerate the atrocity of this human existence. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Emmie, why are you so intense? Why the fuck are you not? Oh my God, Emmie, it's just so, oh my God. Okay, first off, Shanae. Do you guys remember Martin Lawrence? Martin Lawrence's character, Shanae? Oh my God. The way that he talked is fucking hilarious. Yeah, no. Why are you not upset that there are people suffering? Because it's not your family, it's not your region. It's that widespread human concept. If it's not my problem, that's going to ensure it's about to be everybody's problem. Are you afraid? You should be. Because that fear is bringing your attention to what you need to pay attention to. Not because you should be afraid just to be afraid, but because the purpose of fear, from the time we were a terrestrial species, all the way through that hybridization program, down to the modern human, that fear, the intentional purpose, the purpose of that fear is to bring your attention to the things that you need to pay attention to. Oh, but you have these spiritual people. When you are aligned in your chakras, you will feel no fear. So then that yeah, perfect. You're nice and cocooned and oblivious. Perfect. That's sarcasm. That's sarcasm. I just think sometimes my sarcasm is so advanced, people think I'm serious. That's sarcasm. It's not perfect. No, it's not perfect. That's a big goose egg, okay? No, you're supposed to feel things more as you evolve. Detachment, right? That's the next lesson. Detachment. Detachment from what? What are you detaching from? I don't know. I'm supposed to be detached. Oh. Do you know what happens to a baby in utero when the cord becomes detached? Yeah. Macro to micro. That's what you're doing. Go look up what happens when the placenta detaches. You are starved of the very nutrients, necessary components to continue your process of growth. Do we need to be detached now? Let's look this up. Let me make it easy for you. Make it easy for you, okay? What happens when the placenta detaches? Placental abruption is a serious condition in which the placenta separates from the wall of the uterus before birth. It can separate partially or completely. If this happens, your baby may not get enough oxygen and nutrients in the womb. You also may have serious bleeding. I suffered from placental detachment. Partial placental abruption. They left me on, what is that? I forget the name of the thing that they use. Pitocin. They forgot to turn down the level of Pitocin that they were giving me intravenously. It forced me to have an extremely violent birth. Mm-hmm. It tore my placenta. Part of it was still stuck on my uterine wall. Within about maybe 15 minutes. It's hard to say because I was dying. Within about 15 minutes, I was literally laying in my blood. From my feet to the back of my ears, I was laying in my own blood. There's this thing that happens when you are very close to dying. I hope she doesn't mind me reading this. Oh God, it just fucking touched me so deeply because it's the same exact experience that I had. Same exact experience. Let me find her. So, my experience of death and dying. September 12th, 2012, I died. I gave birth to my stillborn daughter, whom I named Lola, in my home and then bled to death. My husband at the time carried me out to the deck in my backyard at my request as we waited for the ambulance. I was losing so much blood, and as it became weaker and weaker, I realized that I was in fact dying. I didn't mind at all. That's what she wrote. I didn't either. I was totally relaxed, as if I'd been waiting for this my whole life. I was born awake, and this was very natural to me. To my soul, I drifted in and out of my body as paramedics frantically worked on me. I was even calming that one young paramedic who worked to keep me alive in back of the ambulance. I was calming the nurse. She was crying. She was sobbing. Sobbing is more accurate. And she kept, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was telling her, you're fine. It's a little miscalculation. You're okay. You're going to be fine. She was sobbing. The actual point of death was the most amazing feeling. It was like getting off a long, hard day at work. The bell rang after school, and I just couldn't wait to get home. I felt light, lighter than light. Our human bodies are so heavy, so dense. I was free. I was weightless. I was air. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's something about knowing where you come from and knowing that it's not here. It makes this life so much more meaningful while you're here. That wasn't the first time I almost died. It wasn't the last either. The fact that I'm not allowed to go back home until I'm done doing whatever I need to do in this life tells me I need to get fucking working. So many people are so afraid of death and dying. And really, the only thing that the negative is being aware of how much the people you leave behind miss you. That's it. And even as they miss you and the years go on and on and on, just like that, that's how time passes when you're out of body. It's no biggie. None at all. It's not a huge gap of time that's missing. Like, it's, people think I'm crazy. I'm not hell-bent on dying. I'm hell-bent on making sure I'm actually truly living as I'm still alive. To be afraid of death is to be afraid of the one thing that's guaranteed in this life. How is that any way to live? At some point, every single last one of us will go through that process. To be scared of the one thing that is guaranteed from the time you are born. So not necessary. How about if we shift our perception to be the type of perception where it's like, when I get to that part, I want to be able to look back at my life laugh a little, cry a little, but know I actually truly lived. Know that I actually truly was alive, that I left my mark. And I'm realizing a lot of the people who are just like me, which is basically all of you, we're not afraid of failure. We're afraid of success. We're afraid of what that success will mean. Because every time you succeed at something, you bring forward that much more the fruition, the manifestation of a completely different human experience. It's a scary thing. It's a very scary thing to know that you are part of the trailblazing group of souls who are paving the way for all the other souls to follow after in the most peaceful, most enjoyable way possible. It's beautiful. Do you know how many people had to die in order to construct the Golden Gate Bridge? Do you know how many? Let's look it up. $11 workers. When the Golden Gate Bridge project began, the average deaths in construction projects meant that one worker died for every $1 million spent. This iconic bridge was a $35 million project, so the prognosis was that 35 lives would be lost. Instead, only 11 workers died. 11, such a divine number. Mm. 11 men died during the construction of the Golden Gate Bridge. Until February 17th, 1937, only one man had died, setting a new all-time record for construction projects. However, sadly, on February 17th, 10 men lost their lives when a section of the scaffold carrying 12 men fell through the safety net. 10 being the start of a journey, 12 being the number of jurors. $11 people. 11 human beings gave their life for something that is still cherished to this day. People the world over save up for God knows how long in order to be able to afford the trip that will take them to this monument that is a testament to the existence of 11 people who no longer are alive. How fucking poetic is that shit? That's something your hands built. And what if you allow yourself to live in that way, knowing that whatever you're struggling to build right now, at some point, if you just listen to your soul, it will be something that generations will continue to appreciate. That your hands are leaving a mark on this world that many, 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 many human beings will still have the beneficial effects from. And what if that's like the perfect analogy? What if that is a perfect analogy for your spiritual journey? How far can you give yourself permission to really accept where your life is taking you? Or are you still in that place where you have to wait for other people to give you permission? Because if you're still there in that place where you're waiting for someone to give you permission to tap into your greatness and really serve the purpose you came into this life to serve, I'm giving you that permission right now. Well, Emmie, what gives you the right to give me that permission? Well, you're waiting, aren't you? So wait no more. You gave me that permission the moment you began waiting for someone to give you that permission. You didn't specify who. So then why are you now telling me that I can't be the one to tell you? You can do this. You're already doing it. You've been conditioned by your entire life up to this point. You have been prepared for a greatness you don't think you can reach. It doesn't matter whether you think you can or not. If you were made into this thing that has this destiny, you cannot stop it. You can't stop it. You just can't. I mean, it's cute and everything. It's really cute that you think you have the power to stop your own destiny. You can't. You can't. You just can't. I thought I could. I made huge waves as a fashion editorial and avant-garde photographer. I made huge waves as a makeup artist, as a wardrobe stylist. Huge waves. I shut that company down because the waves were too huge. The next logical step would be to have an agency representing me as a photographer, as a makeup artist, as a wardrobe stylist. No, we can't have none of that. So I gave that up willingly. No one asked me to. I gave that up because I did not want to be seen. I did not want to be known. And instead, what happened? I decided to be a chocolatier. Within a few months, I want to say like 2 months, I had an established, extremely successful restaurant try and launch my chocolatier business. Like, fuck you. I don't want to be seen. So I shut that down too. And then what happened? What happened? My soul stranded me in a fucking parking lot for 5 months and told me, listen, little girl, you want out of this parking lot? You better fucking live stream. But I don't want to. We don't give a shit what you want. Too many people are waiting. You've run out of pauses. You've run out of snooze cycles. Live stream or else. You know, the day that I finally was like, okay, I got to be serious about this work now. It's actually work. Someone died in the parking lot. They got shot. I woke up and heard it. But all my family was still asleep. No one woke up. I woke up. I was like, what the fuck was that? I know what gunshots sound like. And I told myself, no, those are firecrackers. Those are firecrackers. Nope. Those are firecrackers. Bitch, stop tripping. You didn't hear that right. Lo and behold, 7 a.m. The sun is rising. It's a beautiful day. Manager of Walmart knocks on the door. We had a situation in the parking lot. We need everyone to leave. Okay. Husband goes to work. He finds out because his coworkers know where we are. There was a shooting in the parking lot. Oh my God, are you guys okay? He calls me and tells me I moved the RV. I move it to a different parking lot. Oh, wouldn't you believe? Someone's found dead in their car in that parking lot. Natural causes, but still dead. We go to the only available RV spot. Mind you, my brakes are blown. I should not be driving. We had no choice. We drove 40 minutes. 40 minutes to this lake where they have RV hookups. That same fucking day we arrive, the person who shot another person in the first parking lot was found by the police like maybe a mile or two away from us. My husband's freaking the fuck out. He's like, fuck, we can't do this anymore. We're fine. I don't know why you're tripping. We're literally fine. You guys didn't even wake up. That was like the most peaceful sleep. This is about understanding no matter where we are protected. We are a protected family. We are safe. The other side of that coin, I'm not doing free work anymore. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. No more. No more. Nope. No more. It's time for me to allow myself to be compensated for the time, the energy, the dedication. It's time. Not long after that, we were out of that parking lot. Yep. Brakes fixed. Because I finally stopped fighting what my soul was telling me I needed to do. And what was it? What was it? What did my soul want me to do? Allow myself to receive. Why should I not be compensated for a service? Why should I keep giving away? Why? Because I can tell myself, well, it's all good because the kids have enough to eat and, my husband works. It's fine. We're stuck, but it's fine because the kids aren't going hungry. No, that's not fine. It goes so far beyond the needs of my family. I was fucking strong-armed by Michael into being publicly visible. And then you know what he did? This was the kicker. This was the fucking kicker. He introduced me to this woman who got stuck in a flood and her house was destroyed. And I had to go all the way to Texas to save her. So I could rebuild her house because that's fucking obnoxious. Yeah, no, I'm stuck in a fucking 20-something-year-old RV, but I'm going to go to Texas to raise money and rebuild this woman's house. But in order to do that, we had to give up the fail-safe. What's the fail-safe? In order for us to go to Texas, for God knows how long, my husband had to quit his job. That's okay. It's fine. We make, enough to be able to afford to go and help. But we knew once he quits that job, we had traveled so much, no one's going to hire him now. Not even with all of this advanced knowledge of all sorts of fucking technical Silicon Valley shit. No. The work history, we're transient, basically. So what now? I got what I want. We went to Texas to go help this woman. Now I can never allow myself to hide from the public. And that's some shit. Fucking A. I didn't realize it when Michael told me that. Like, no, it's okay. You can go. But he's going to have to quit his job. I'm not going to ask him to quit his job. And the next thing you know, my man comes to me. My husband is like, I'll quit. You need this. I'll quit. Yeah, now I'm fucking stuck publicly visible. But here's a beautiful thing. I used to think it was like, now I'm stuck. I used to tell myself that when I didn't have the courage. I used to tell myself that. I convinced myself that for a little bit, maybe like a year. I'm not stuck. I choose to be. I choose to share this space with you guys. That's part of my purpose. Yeah, I was forced into it. Why? Because I'm chicken shit. That's why. I was too afraid to actually allow people to see me in my most authentic state, crying, like this visceral feeling of my pain that you feel when I feel it and you witness it. And, that was like too much for me. It was too much for me. We pay money to see entertainers perform, to hear singers sing, to have a doctor keep seeing us, yet healing nothing, etc. What makes anyone think you should not be compensated for your service? Because that's what we're taught. Anything that's considered spiritual should be given away with no compensation in any way, shape, or form, or else you are selfish, you are greedy, you are the problem. And the reality of it is this: when you allow your gifts to be compensated, the time you spend using those gifts to really, actually, truly assist someone, you will allow a type of abundance into your life that will stabilize you, maybe not make you rich, but help you experience a level of stability that will provide you the opportunity to further cultivate those gifts. Yep. Let that sink in. Do I sit here before you as someone that's rich? Absolutely not. No. But now I'm able to be the breadwinner. My husband has been the breadwinner for like 20 years or something like that. He's been a damn good breadwinner. Now I can be the breadwinner. And my turn being the breadwinner has nothing to do with money or ego or being above. No, it has everything to do with me understanding the natural order and balance of things that we needed. And what was that? My children are young men. They need their father home with us so they can see an example of a healthy, powerful man. So they know what they are growing into. Because now I no longer stop myself from receiving what I work for. Let me say that shit again. I don't stop myself from receiving what I work for. This is not given to me. I work for it. Because I've taken that burden off of his shoulders. And I know he is a damn good fucking father. My worry about the children, I can work. I've been on this live stream 2.5 hours. No one's come in. No one's interrupted. They're enjoying time with their dad. How fucking healthy is that? How healthy is that? How powerful is that for young men to see that as their example? I think it's fucking powerful. I think it's powerful. I think it's something that carries with it the potential of changing generations even after I'm long gone. I have a very strong relationship, very, very strong bond with my children. They're not going to be settling for a weak ass life partner. I know that for a fact. Yeah. They know how to be strong men. They know when they should be soft, when they need to flex a little bit. Like even my younger ones, they'll let you know, hey, that's inappropriate. You making jokes? Hey, I'm going to tell my mom. That's not a funny joke. That's not funny. Mm-hmm. And some people who didn't understand before be like, oh my God, you need to teach your children to be respectful. Respectful to what? How is that disrespectful? You're infringing on boundaries that they've set. That's not disrespectful. That's sovereignty. That is not disrespectful. To tell you, like, hey, you know what? That's inappropriate to do around me, say around me. I don't give a fuck what the joke is. If they feel it's inappropriate, you need to respect that shit. Or they're going to tell their mama bear. And then you're going to have a problem. Big fucking problem. Mm-hmm. Oh, and if you tell them, no, don't tell your mom, that's when they're going to run to me like, hey, so-and-so told me not to tell you this, but this is what was happening. Okay, good, honey. Do you need me to say something or did you already say something? Oh, I told them. Okay, good. I'm glad. You need to let them know if something's uncomfortable, if it's not appropriate, even if it's just jokes, even if it's like, they're not telling you the joke and you just heard it and it offends you. They have to be mindful of your presence. Yes, you did the right thing. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, so-and-so said I'm going to be a snitch if I... No. That person doesn't have a healthy relationship with themselves. You and I, we have a healthy relationship. You're not going to be punished for telling me what you're struggling through. No. You can absolutely tell me. You can tell me, we'll go tell daddy too. I'm just saying, we'll go tell daddy too. Then they'll have extra problem. We know what we need to change. We know what we need to let go of. Okay. The damn shame you don't come across that as often as you should. I love that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, before, when my family was very young, very, very young, a lot, even relatives, they were just like, like, hey, then don't come over to visit. I'm not going to raise my children any differently. No, we don't do McDonald's shit. Don't tell my kid that they're missing out on an actual childhood because I don't fucking feed them poison. Don't. Because I tell you, my kid will fucking school you. Yeah. My oldest, he was maybe 2 years old. We were at a Hawaiian barbecue spot, and I went next door to go get him soup. I told my mom and my aunt, can you watch him? I'm just going to go next door to get him soup. I come back, and his whole shirt is like fucking brown. Like, did he vomit? What is that? Oh, these two motherfucking heifers thought it would be cool to have him drink soda while I was gone. So they lied to him and told him it was juice, no high fructose corn syrup. And the moment that carbonation hit his mouth, he spit it all over themselves. They didn't say shit. I was like, what happened? They both got quiet and looked at each other. And you know what my 2-year-old said? The grandmas were inappropriate. They lied to me and said it was juice. It's nasty, Mom. I was like, mm-hmm. And then my aunt, I could have choked the shit out of her. Oh, don't be mad at your mom. It was me. Does that make it any better? Woman, don't make me see you as dead right now. I'm your ride home. Yeah. And then he looked at 2 years old. He looked at both of them and said, you are inappropriate. They're like, oh, no, don't be like that. It's grandma. He goes, no. I said, that's right, baby. No, it doesn't matter who it is. You lied to him and had him do something he did not agree to. Oh, you're being too much. You're too strict. That's not about being strict. You fucking lied to my kid who didn't want soda. You told him it was juice. That's not being strict. That's me being rightfully fucking mad that you lied to my kid. You waited until I left to do this. And people don't understand the type of disrespect that they do. They don't understand this. They think it's no big deal because it was done to them. No, it is a big deal. It is a big deal. This is the very reason I never ask people to babysit my kids. And the very few people who have babysat my kids are like fucking shitting bricks. Like, what? You can make a list of what they can have, not have. Hey, they know what they can and can't have. They know what's good or bad for their health. If there's anything that you don't know, ask them and they will answer you. And then they usually call me anyways, like, hey, is it cool? They said that it's cool. I mean, if they know what ingredients they can have and can't have, if they say it's cool, that's okay. I've never had to worry about my children who have severe health problems being fed things that will cause them to go into anaphylactic shock. I've never had to worry about that. Because even as toddlers, when you offer them something, they'll be like, do you have an ingredient list? I'm not joking. It's not because they're afraid. It's because they're well informed. They are my equals. honey, you are responsible for your health. Now you need to make sure. Ask for an ingredient list. You cannot have this, this, and this. What are the derivatives? Well, this is a derivative of that. So, you might want to. When was the last time someone treated you with that level of autonomy and sovereign respect? Has anyone ever? Has anyone ever? Has anyone ever willingly treated you with that level of autonomous, sovereign respect? So are you going to wait until someone gives you permission to be an autonomous sovereign? Or are you going to start living like one? That's a choice you have to make. No one's going to give you that permission because no one understands it. There are some, I'm going to contradict myself right now. There are some who are starting to get it. They are few and far between. And those some are ridiculed into silence. Yep. So if you're going to wait for someone to come along, you are that someone. It's you. Give yourself permission. It's you. Bring it into form. You want a magical life of peace, sovereignty? Bring it into form. Listen for that truth. I've been giving you truth this entire live stream. Listen to it as many times as you need to finally give yourself permission. Follow your own rhythm. Your heartbeat is your rhythm. Have you ever thought of that? When you're relaxed, your heart beats slower. That rhythm is slower. You can move slower. When there's danger, your heart beats faster. That means you need to move faster, decide faster, act faster. Your heartbeat is the rhythm of your life. Follow your rhythm. Follow your rhythm. Trust yourself to know what that rhythm is. Trust yourself to know what those actions are. Trust yourself to know that you are doing every appropriate action for you, your journey, your growth, every single moment of your life. It might not make sense to so many people. Many people might disagree. Some people might even full on attack you for your decisions. Trust yourself anyways. Trust yourself anyways. Beautiful things happen when you do. They really, really do. Going beyond normal, you're not normal. That's just a given. You share space with me, you're not normal. Sorry. You stop sharing space with me, you're still not normal. Sorry. You're not going back to normal. Once you have allowed your consciousness to expand beyond the normal parameters, you're not going back to normal. There's no way that you can experience me and a resonance with me and then think you could go back to normal. I'm sorry. That's why my soul chose. You didn't know until after it was too late to go back to normal. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because it's funny. You didn't know. You didn't know. You was just like, oh, who's this cute little thing? I reeled you right in. That's my soul had it. I'm sorry that I'm not. You're not going back to normal. You don't have to stay here, but you're just not going back to normal. You're going to see everything in your life differently. You probably already are. Is that really such a bad thing, though? Is that really such a bad thing? To have allowed your human perceptions, which were inaccurate, have that perception create space for you to share space with me, only to realize, like, what the fuck is this shit show? Who is this woman? What the fuck? And then that what the fuck turns into like, oh shit, right? Right? And then that right turns into like, I was just thinking about this like last week. Yeah. That's how we change the world. That's how we change the world. By just being ourselves, allowing people to share space, allowing the people who share space to decide for themselves the effect that you will have on them and their journey, respecting that decision, and then just kind of continuing on. You owe me nothing. You don't have to remain with me. You literally owe me nothing. Does that mean I want you to go away? No, it means I understand and I respect your sovereign right to choose. I understand, respect, and uphold your autonomy. When you share space with me, I celebrate you. When you don't, I wish you nothing but the best. Always. From the time you leave to the time you return to the time you never come back. That's okay. I don't need that type of loyalty. The type of loyalty that I need from you is a loyalty to yourself and a knowing I'm always around. I'm always around. And when you need another swift kick in the ass, come back. I got a lot of words to kick you in your ass. A lot. And then you can go away again. And then you can come back again. And at some point, that dance between us will become this beautiful, beautiful thing that is synergistic. And you just don't want to be away. Not anymore. Because this is where you feel like home. And that's okay. I know a lot of my purpose has to do with allowing people to see me as like a mother to their soul. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay with me. If you need some spiritual mothering, it's okay with me for you to come back. It's okay with me for you to move out, have your own place, live your own life. That's okay too. That's actually the kind of mother that I am. That's the kind of mother that I am. You absolutely got Pisces. Sprinkle a little bit of the Capricorn on from there. Yeah. Just a little bit more. We all need a little salt in our lives. Hold on. All right. Heaven sent. Okay. Heaven sent. A lot of the things that you go through are sent directly from that heavenly space within you in your heart. Okay. Free from judgment, free to love. It's okay for you to love yourself. It's okay for you to not condemn yourself. It's okay for you to allow other people to choose to be your judge and jury without your participation. That's okay. That's absolutely okay. One thing that I've learned having to deal with some lawyers, the beautiful thing about that exchange is I don't have to be present. That I can hire someone to exist in my place, someone who knows how to properly advocate and protect my rights. And I don't have to be present. It's this beautiful thing. Being the person that I am, feeling like I always have to be present for everything and micromanage because I can't trust people to operate at the level that I operate at for any given portion of my life. And that's just a lie. That's a trauma response. That's a trauma response. My husband is extremely capable. Like, people who are our relatives, people who have seen our family dynamics, they're like, fuck, girl, you got a fucking good ass man. You got a good ass man. He can take all of our kids, take them out, go run errands. I just leave me at home. Like, oh, I'm going to take all the kids with me. Why? Where are you going? We're just going to run errands. Just take some time. Take some quiet time. And even with all that, do you know how many years it took me to be okay with him taking just one child out? It took my cousin who, like, she be hella blunt with me. I was worried. I was like, no. He can't take all the kids with him. Like, like he's not. What if he doesn't pay attention and one of them gets snatched? Something, I don't know. He might lose one of the kids at the store. And my cousin looked at me because I was at her house. She looked at me and she's like, you're a dumbass bitch right now. What? She goes, stop being a dumb bitch. And I was like, why would you say that? She's like, cousin, he is the only man I know that's like this. He can handle all the fucking kids all by himself. Stop being stupid right now. Really? She goes, you're the only one that does not see this shit. I swear to God, you put that man through so much shit. You're the only one that doesn't know this. Really? Everyone knows this but me? Everyone sees him as like totally like capable? She's like, yeah, you're the only one that doesn't get it. Well, damn. Okay. He can have all the kids at the store. And now that I've, gotten over myself, I'm like, you're not bringing all of them? Why are you only bringing like 2 or 3? Like, bring all of them. Yeah, a lot of the things that serve as roadblocks for you and your internal peace and progression, it really comes from you. It really comes from you. It really, really does. Maybe for the first kid, my husband, he's never been a bad dad, but maybe for the first kid, he was nervous because I was just so hyper aware. And he was nervous about like fucking up in some way. So again, it comes back to me. It's not about blame, it's about ownership. Ownership. Me owning the ways in which I affected him and how that effect caused him to feel like he shouldn't be a hands-on parent. The baby's too small and this and that. I remember my son being, or our son being, was he a year older already? Maybe he was a little bit less than a year. Remember when he bit you in the arm? Like fucking really hard. So he bit his dad like this. He was pulling it out like, and my husband was gonna yell. And I was like, "Don't yell, baby. What's wrong? Let go of daddy's arm, baby. Please open your mouth. Let papa's arm out." And I was telling him, "Don't yell. You're going to scare him." And my cousin was like, "You're fucking crazy." She was like, "Oh shit! Oh my god! Oh shit! She's gonna rip the skin." I was like, "Stop yelling! You're gonna scare him, baby." Babe, can you please open your mouth? It's not nice to bite. Our teeth are for eating. They're for biting food, not daddy's arm. She's like, do you remember that, honey? And my cousin was like, "You're a fucking crazy bitch." He never bit me. I'm just saying. And I was like, well, maybe if you didn't have to work so much, he'd have that relationship. I was a total ass. Yeah, no, he wasn't allowed to yell. I was just like, don't yell at him. He is a baby. He fucking bit the shit out of him. He bit, and then he was lifting the skin and shaking his head. I was like, open your mouth. It's okay. You're not in trouble. Teeth are for food. They're not for people we love. Yeah, I mean, and now when my baby says, when my baby asks me what I want from the store and he hears I want grapes, he gives me 2 varieties just in case. And he goes to another store if the grapes at the store he's at are not up to par with what his mother's standards are. You guys, that's too much info. Too much info. Yeah, no, he was a biter. It's okay. It's okay. He grew from it. He doesn't bite people now. He only bit one other person after that. But I mean, that kid put his finger in my child's mouth. And so he clamped down. I don't consider that biting. I consider that closing his mouth. It was okay, Daddy. You don't even have any scars aside from psychological. You're fine. Show me where he bit you. There's no mark. Besides, he's your BFF now. You guys are BFFs. You have all your inside jokes that I'm not a part of. That was your initiation. Be thankful. I gotta go, guys. Thank you so much for sharing the space with me. This live stream was extra long. There were a lot of extra things that needed to be talked about. Stop waiting. Stop waiting. At the end of nearly 3 hours, the message is stop waiting. Cultivate the life that you want. Have no apologies for existing. Have no apologies for your growth. Release people to leave if they can't give you permission. Because guess what? You don't need their permission. You don't need their validation. You need it from you. And that's it. You need it from you. Okay? So, give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't or subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. Today is Sunday? What the fuck day did we think it was? It's Sunday? Well, then that makes sense. Michael said to tell you guys I'm coming live later to do expedites. Well, damn. Okay. I guess I'm going to be back later to do expedites. Okay. Or maybe I'm going to go in the tub. He says I can do both. I don't know. I think he might think that I need his permission to make decisions for myself in my life. We're going to have a conversation after this live stream. See you guys. Thumbs up, subscribe. I'll see you again very soon. Bye.